Hey everybody, Richard Blackstone here with today's Create One Love Note. That was my jiu-jitsu thing. I learned that from my grandkids. They're better at it than me, right? Okay, so I'm going to read you a love note, then we're going to talk about it, see how it applies to your daily life. And it will, believe me. Love note says, we live in a universe of duality and relativity where everything physical seems to be separate from each other, but that is only an illusion. But you have to admit that it's such a great illusion that it sure seems real. If we were a two-part being of body and mind, then there really is no other logical conclusion to come to but that we are separate from everything in existence, right? The truth, of course, is that we are a three-part being of body, mind, and spirit. It is the spirit part of us that connects us all of life because we understand that everything that exists, seen and unseen, comes from this spirit part of us and thus connects us to everything, everywhere, all the time. You are connected to every flower, every rainbow, every planet in the heavens. You are connected to everything in existence that goes way beyond this physical dimension of space and time. It's kind of mind-boggling, but also very grounding when you realize that the power that is you is also the power that creates universes. Use your power wisely because you are affecting all of life. Wow. This is often the challenge of most people who are, we've been all conditioned from birth to believe in this idea of separation. So when you become aware that there's different ways to live life rather than just thinking that you're a two-part being of mind and body, and because of that, you really get this idea that you are separate from all of life because there's no other conclusion you can come to. If you only use your physical senses to examine the world around you, well, they all tell you, sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, they all tell you that everything is exterior to you and you are separate from everything else in existence. So if you only had your physical senses to go by, there's only one conclusion, and that's that you're separate from all of life. But the cool thing is, you're not just a mind and a body. You're a three-part being of mind. Yeah, we do have a mind. It connects to the universal mind, which connects to all minds. Our body, which is a physical body that we believe is our own physical body. And then we have the spirit aspect of our being. And this spirit or soul is eternally connected to the source energy that is the source of everything in existence. Okay, so now every individuated body has a three-part being of mind, body, spirit, and that soul connection, that spirit part of your being, is eternally connected to source. It's the same source. It's the same source for everything in existence. And the cool thing about it is now our quantum physicists are telling us exactly the same thing that mystics have told us for centuries. They're saying there is no such thing as solid matter. Everything is made up of this thing that they call energy, and all this energy comes from one source. It's all the same. So that this is what quantum physics is telling us, is that everything in life is interconnected, and they're also telling us that you, as the observer of your life, are the reason that things happen around you. You are the creator because the things that happen in your life are totally dependent on your observation of them. This is what our scientists are telling us, and this is what all the avatars told us. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, Abraham, Moses, every one of them told us the exact same thing. We're all connected to this one source, and this one source is made up entirely of unconditional love. So, the neat thing about this is that when you begin to realize this, first of all, you're going to get it intellectually, which is way cool, because the intellect's a fascinating tool, and it's going to say, okay, wow, this is really good. We see the interconnectedness of all of life, and that goes to a certain point. But then you need to take that intellectual knowing, move it down to the heart, where it's heart-centered knowing, and use that to live your life by. And all of a sudden, you don't just know you're interconnected with all of life. You feel it. You realize that everything you do affects all of life. That is how powerful you are. Wow, think about that. You have the same power of creation as the source from which you came. The exact source that created everything in existence. You have that connection. It is eternal, and it's infinite. There is no end to it. There is no beginning. That's the same source. That's you. Now, you're in an individuated state, and the reason you are is so that this source can know itself from your experiences. What do you think you're here on planet Earth? You're here to experience life. That's what the body does. It experiences life. Or, as I like to put it, experiences love in all of its different perspectives, including the perspective of fear, hate, greed, all that. It all comes from love. Why? Because it all comes from one source. And that one source is unconditional love. So everything in existence really is, love. Even though it takes on the appearance of fear or hate or whatever. But that's the only reason that happens is because we live in a universe based on duality and relativity, so that you can understand who you are by understanding what you're not. Man, it's a beautiful symmetry. And really it all comes down to simple things. And this is what we teach here at Create One Love, is to break these complex ideas down into simple forms so that you can understand them at a base level, and then you can begin building a different foundation for your life. And when you build a foundation based on these concepts and principles, your whole life changes, and you have a wonderful, magnificent, wondrous life. I know, because I'm a perfect example that anybody can do it. And that's exactly what my life is. Because I just, immersed myself in these principles, and that's what we teach here. So if you want to kind of start on that path, if you haven't before, I want to give you a free ebook as my gift to you to get you going on this journey. All you have to do is go to consciouslifestylesecrets.com. Just go there and grab that book. It's free. And it'll really give you a base foundation of what this journey is all about. So go out, get the book, read it, have a fantastic day, and as always, live in love. Thanks again. Richard Blackstone.